Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 17th. You start with this bearing fruit card and this shining through card, which is really a really nice combination. This can say that you are finally understanding what is actually working in your life, like as in what is actually growing and what isn't growing. That shining through card kind of represents what you're paying attention to or what you're seeing. And we also have the Seven of Pentacles in this first row. So the Seven of Pentacles can absolutely represent kind of like a harvest. It's not really a card of a harvest. It's more of a card of analyzing a harvest that you are having. Like he's looking at what he has grown. And it kind of makes sense with these two cards because, this can say that you finally realize what is working at work or in business or whatever you're doing, and you're also realizing like what isn't working. And when we can do this, then we can pay attention more to the stuff that's working and we can get a better result. Right off the bat, I'm also noticing that there are a lot of people showing up in this reading. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, it could be a very social week for you this week, or this could say, whenever a lot of people like this show up, to me, it kind of says that you could be getting a lot of benefits from like the important people in your life. And I would, I always bring it up because I would nurture those connections, or, it would basically be worth it to spend extra time with those people, or with the people who matter to you. With the King of Swords, it would be a good time to spend time with like your mentors, right? King of Swords is in some ways he's kind of like a teacher, but usually in the sense that he is a mentor or kind of like someone you look up to. And so I think it would be a great time for you to use that information. I also feel like you are gaining a lot of information yourself, like you're doing a lot of learning. We go down to the Four of Wands to the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is also kind of like a great card of learning in some ways. And the Ace of Swords is also about becoming more laser-like focused. Ace of Swords is focusing in on one point. And, again, putting it all together, I think that you are focusing on what's working in your life, which is a good thing. You have the Temperance card. I don't know. I feel like you've been very patient. I feel like you are annoyed by patience. Probably you deserve it. I mean that in a good way. I don't know how to say what I want to say here, but I feel like you are right here, Aries, is what I'm trying to say. Like you have had to be patient for too long, right? And as a very impatient person myself, I totally get it. So, I feel this energy of being patient. The thing that always stands out to me about the Temperance card is this crown in the background. This is called the Path to Glory, and that crown is like something that the Temperance angel here wants to achieve. And then on top of that, we have these three kings in your reading, and we also have the crown at the top of the Ace of Swords right here. So I kind of feel some of you are kind of going and getting your crown in a lot of ways. You have the Seven of Pentacles. I wouldn't really call this a breakthrough. You have that card that says shining through. I think you just understand now like what works, and especially it's popping into my head as work or business. You do have the King of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles here. So I feel that these improvements could be financial. So even if you're retired, you could still be focusing on financial improvements. And the Seven of Pentacles would just say, with the shining through card and that bearing fruit card, like Seven of Pentacles is kind of like bearing fruit. He has grown those seven pentacles. He's getting a result for the work that he's done. And so I feel that you are getting a result for the work that you have done, more or less. With the King of Swords, you have the Death card. Yeah, that changes a lot of death energy this week, I would say, as well. The Death card has come up, I think, for almost every single sign. So it could just be a very much a change week or a transformation week, and that makes sense. The other thing that kind of makes sense is the white rose on his banner here. It kind of represents the light at the end of the tunnel. So and you have that shining through card. So some of you definitely could be kind of popping out the other side of something in your life. With the Temperance card, you have more patience. You have the Strength card. Yeah, like you could be seeing how it was worth it to be patient, or you could be seeing that something was worth the wait. I kind of get that feeling here. You have the Four of Wands right next to it. Now, normally we would say that the Four of Wands is a marriage card, but we don't really see a ton of love in this reading. I don't really think that's the purpose of the Four of Wands in this reading. I feel that Four of Wands is talking about setting yourself free. So, again, I kind of feel like you're seeing that you're being set free from like having to be patient, and you are seeing that it was worth the wait. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is about seeing things clearly for the first time, and you cannot make this up because we have the Queen of Swords with the Seven of Pentacles here, and then we have the Queen of Swords looking at the Six of Pentacles right here. It's like I was saying at the beginning of the reading. Six of Pentacles is about planting new seeds in a new direction, and kind of like I always say that with the Six of Pentacles that you need to invest in something, like with your energy, your time, effort, attention, whatever, and you need to see what grows, see what doesn't. That's literally what we said. It's almost like you are just doing exactly as I said, which is, of course, a good thing. We'll take both. This was the Emperor. I got a little ahead of myself. I'm just going to put it down. In your next row for what is coming in for you, you have this Capricorn card. It says challenges. It says it will not be an easy path, but if you build discipline, you will achieve your goal. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords, we'll talk about it, but the Ace of Swords is above the mountain on the card. So the Ace of Swords, I personally really like the Ace of Swords. I think all aces are positive, but, the mountains on the Ace of Swords say that there will always be challenges to anything we want to accomplish. So, just part of the journey. You have this Choose Your Path card. There are many paths before you, but you may only choose one. I feel you are finding kind of like the right path, or you are choosing the right path at this time. And yeah, there's really nothing to say about it because, on the Temperance card, he has that path to glory behind him. It's almost like you are choosing that path. And by the way, on the Temperance card, the crown is above some mountains as well. So again, this reading is adding up very, very nicely. I accidentally pulled this Emperor, but we'll take it with the Nine of Cups. So the Emperor is you, and the Emperor, whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength and really allows you to get what you want from the reading. The Nine of Cups would just be about matching an energy or being in the energy of what you want. I feel like you and Pisces lately have been getting kind of similar readings. It kind of makes sense because a lot of energy is going to be going through both of your signs. Neptune is going to move into Aries, then it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. Venus is in Aries, it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. Everything that's moving through Pisces is going to move through Aries after like March, right? And so again, it makes sense to me that the two of you have these readings that are kind of similar-ish in some ways. And what I would say here is, number one, if you have Pisces in your chart, I would definitely watch that reading, the one that I did this week. But number two, both of you get this story of really needing to look at those places where you speak negatively about yourself. Nine of Cups, I always say, very good card, but I feel we have to match the energy of what we want with the Nine of Cups to get it. So we can't, say that we want to be successful and then spend all day talking about how we're not successful. So we have to be a little bit delusionally positive, even if it's not true, with the Nine of Cups. And we have to adopt habits and, good things during the day to make us believe that we can be a success. And that's what I would do with that card, is work on your mindset. You have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is marriage, but, again, we don't really see that in the reading. The Four of Wands is a card of freedom, and usually we set ourselves free with the Four of Wands by completing something. Even if you read, the Golden Tarot by the Cat Black version of the Golden Tarot, in that, I believe in the pamphlet, that comes with her deck, it says, the Four of Wands is a card of completion. It's a card of completing one thing and kind of going on to the next stage. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's that one. I don't remember which one it is. But anyway, again, it can be a card of completion and setting yourself free from something that you've been working on. You have the King of Cups, very emotional time. Yesterday, the 12th of February, was the day of the full moon, and it was kind of like an emotional full moon, and so I feel a lot of people have been just spending time exploring their emotions. And with the Nine of Cups, I would definitely look at how you feel and make sure that you're moving towards positive feelings. With the Emperor and the Nine of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, it says, do not make hasty decisions. We have a lot of Swords energy in the reading in general. And it might actually be the dominant energy here, just looking around. It is a very airy kind of reading, right? And it's definitely a good reading, but what I would say is I would spend a little bit more time. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with, being in the clouds a little bit here based off this reading, because you do have the Queen of Swords twice, so you are seeing things clearly, but I would, more action on the ground is what I feel this reading is encouraging. With the Four Wands, you have the Chariot. Damn. Really good reading, like I said, Aries. So Chariot is charging towards a victory. It's a card of setting yourself apart, which I'm pretty sure is a kind of a common theme for you, Aries, where it seems like you're doing things to make yourself stand out, or, kind of like forging your own path, which came up in this row with the Choose Your Path card. And I feel this could lead to a victory. With the King of Cups, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So we do have divine counterparts here twice. We have the King and Queen of Swords, and we also have the King and Queen of Pentacles here. I do not like the King and Queen of Swords together. They're usually two people who do not see eye to eye. And so if you have left a if a relationship has died, basically, with the Death card, the King and Queen of Pentacles could be something new that's coming in for you. But, on top of all that, this reading, I definitely feel you could be improving your finances, or you're doing something to work on your finances, and so those two cards are very good for that. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this going forward card. There's a path on it. I'll show you in a second. You also have this leadership card, Emperor. Emperor is a card of leadership, and you probably need to take the lead on that path that is on that going forward card. And you're probably going to be one of the only people to go down this path, so you're doing something unique. The Chariot really says that you're doing something unique. Everybody in this city might be calling him crazy for moving in a new direction. Everything is the same in that city behind him, but he is choosing to leave the city behind because everything is the same. He needs something different. He needs a new adventure. He needs to explore and kind of go and create his own city. And I feel that's kind of where you're at. You have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. I feel really good about this King of Pentacles. I feel a lot of you have developed a lot of skills, and those skills could be improving your finances. He has these grapes all over his cloak, and the grapes in the tarot represent something that's difficult to grow, but he can do it well. And so it kind of says that he has a skill that is difficult for most people, but he can do it well. So he has a skill that could make him more money, or he has a skill that is hard for other people to do, but he has developed himself to a point where he can use that skill to be more successful. So I would be doubling down on your skills here, Aries. You have the Queen of Swords. Again, I think what's important here is that you are seeing what's working. Six of Pentacles I look at as a good card, but especially in the good stuff, I think it's an extra good card, because the Six of Pentacles is a process. If we're starting something, we have to try a couple things. Then whatever is working, we have to double down on the good stuff, as I always say. I'm a big fan of doing that for a reason, and that's what we have to do with the Six of Pentacles. But coming up in the good stuff, it kind of says and with the Queen of Swords, because she sees clearly, you have identified what is working and what isn't working, and now all you have to do is do what works. Just that simple. Probably your most important card here is the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a very good card, but there's a couple of things that we have to do to make the Ace of Swords happen. First, we have to be very focused on our goal or what we're trying to achieve. Second, we have to realize that there will be obstacles, but there are always obstacles in life. Yes, it's annoying, but, I don't know. I believe we all chose to come here for a reason. So, you chose this here, Aries, and you're just going to have to overcome those obstacles. Second, usually we have to cut something out. We have this palm frond here, this olive branch over here. Palm fronds in the tarot represent survivor energy. The palm trees in general, on the High Priestess, for example, she has date palms behind her, and it represents survivor energy. But on the Ace of Swords, the palm frond can represent making a sacrifice, and the olive branch can represent an offer of peace, but it can also just represent abundance. We have the Chariot, we have the Ace of Swords, we have all these cards, the Four Wands. You're clearly, the Death card, I should say, as well. You're clearly cutting one thing out so that you can have something better. And I feel that with the Ace of Swords. You could be making a sacrifice or removing something that no longer serves you, just so you can have a victory. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. I feel that you're getting back to a solid foundation financially, or you're just working on your financial foundation. And, I really have nothing else to add to that because, I don't know, I just feel like that's what you're doing. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups. Love it. I mean, 2 aces is a yes to any question that I haven't answered. The Ace of Cups is your emotions overflowing or being very happy. And it's also about getting into the flow. The 6 of Pentacles is a very nice flow. It's like you put work in, you get something out, right? So I would pay attention to the things that are flowing. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is kind of like adventurous and spontaneous. I feel, pretty much everyone gets the Knight of Wands with me nowadays, and we are just in a very adventurous time. When you think about it, Pluto in Aquarius is kind of like rebellion. It is also innovation. And so, on a personal level, personally, I believe Pluto is generational. How much does Pluto really affect us? I don't know, right? I'll say that. But what I will also say is that I feel that it encourages all of us to be innovative. And the only way to innovate is to go and learn new things and explore and, explore your business, explore your relationships, explore everything and learn new things and try them. And that's what the Knight of Wands does. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this conditioning card. It says, have you accepted the illusory limits placed onto you by your upbringing and social conditioning? You have the 8 of Swords as your first card. We'll talk about it. You have this debt card. It says, are you in the driver's seat with your debt, or has your debt taken over and placed you in shackles? And so this is coming up in the good stuff. So obviously you are probably correcting these things, but you do have the 8 of Swords. And so the 8 of Swords is self-imposed restriction. Everything about this reading is encouraging you to move away from what you have always known. Even if we just pretend that we didn't do this reading yet and we start over and we look at a lot of these cards like the Chariot, 4 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Swords, it's like you're letting go of something behind you and you're entering into a new reality. The 8 of Swords, she's accepting her reality that she thinks in her head, right? She has a blindfold on. She can't see that there aren't any swords in front of her. She could easily set herself free, but she's kind of, she's kind of resigned herself to the fact that she's about to die. The story of the card is that it's low tide, and the tide is coming up, and she's going to drown if she doesn't escape this situation. But, coming up in the good stuff, this can say that you are kind of finding a way out. And, really, that's what I feel here. So, good. You have the 6 of Pentacles. Again, I feel really good about the 6 of Pentacles in your reading. I feel you've really spent some time to pay attention to, what's working, what's not working, to things that are leading to progress and success and growth and abundance, and you're doubling down on those things. So, of course, that's good. You have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is also kind of very similar to a lot of the energy here. The Queen of Wands, she has to learn as she goes. And she has this sunflower right here, and the sunflower points towards the sun. So she is following her joy or her bliss, right? But she doesn't necessarily know all the little details of how she is going to accomplish what she wants to accomplish. But she is just trusting that her happiness is guiding her. And she, again, she's my card of learning as you go. And we have all this stuff, like the Chariot especially. He doesn't necessarily know where he's going. He's just trusting that the universe is going to bring him to a victory. And we have the Ace of Swords right here. So it's all adding up very nicely. With the 8 of Swords, you have the Ace of Pentacles, 3 aces now, which is amazing. The Ace of Pentacles can be a big opportunity that's coming in for you. And so, again, there could be an opportunity that is coming in that's setting you free. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, I feel this could be something financial. Even if you're retired, there could be opportunities for you to improve your finances, or there could just be a financial thing that comes in. With the 6 of Pentacles, you have the 3 of Swords. This would be about working on healing or healing your heart, especially with the Ace of Cups here. The Ace of Cups is kind of your heart. It's the things that cause your heart to overflow. The 3 of Swords is about forgiveness and forgiving the past, but it's coming up in the good stuff, so it would kind of say that you are healing. Here you go. With the Queen of Wands, you have the 6 of Pentacles. So, again, if you don't know where to start on your journey, the Queen of Pentacles just says start anywhere and pay attention to what is working, and if you do that, you will be successful. You have this August card and this wish granted card. So between now and August, there definitely could be a wish granted for you. And again, August will be here before you know it. So whatever you're working on with the Six of Pentacles, whatever you're investing your time in, I think that that's what this is talking about, that you could finally see a result by August. You have this ink pot. It says problems to be resolved. Ace of Swords, and you had that other card. I can't remember where we were saying this, but this Capricorn card that says challenges on it. It says, it will not be an easy path, but if you build discipline, you will achieve your goal. This card represents those little annoying problems that pop up from time to time, right? So again, very good reading, but it's definitely saying you're going to have to push through those little mountains. Remember, the Ace of Swords is above the mountains. You will overcome any challenges. You have this dolphin card. It says financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past, which is really nice. Again, if you have, like I said, there's definitely some sort of financial change. I felt it at the beginning. So if you have been doing work, you could be getting results for that work that you have been doing already. And that's what I feel here. You have this scissors card. It says disappointment in some affair. We don't really see a disappointment in this reading. Again, it's a pretty good reading. But again, with the Three of Swords, you could be healing from some sort of past disappointment or a past issue. You have this camel card. It says persevere and you will overcome. So overcome problems. Ace of Swords. Like I said, I feel good about the Ace of Swords, but I also feel those mountains, like I said earlier. So don't give up on something if there are tiny little annoyances that are popping up. Kind of like how my camera keeps trying to focus on my eyeball. All I have to do is cover my eye, and it won't do it. But anyway, that's what I would do there. Really good, Aries. I love this reading for you. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.